What if I told you that mastering just 10 Stoic principles could make you better than 99% of people in navigating life's challenges and achieving your goals? The first principle is understanding the difference between what you can and cannot control. This idea is at the heart of Stoicism and serves as the foundation for mastering your life. Imagine how much energy you waste worrying about things completely outside your influence, what others think of you, random circumstances, or even the weather. This energy could be redirected toward things that truly matter and are within your control. To start, take a moment to reflect on the things that often stress you out or frustrate you. Are they things you have any direct influence over? The Stoics teach us that if something is beyond your control, it's not worth your emotional investment. Why? Because no amount of worry or anger will change the outcome. Instead, focus entirely on the things you can control: your actions, your choices, and your attitude. This shift alone can transform how you approach challenges in your life. Let's take an example. Imagine you're preparing for an important job interview, but on the day of, traffic is terrible and you're running late. You can't control the traffic, but you can control your response. Instead of panicking, use the extra time in the car to mentally prepare, practice deep breathing, or review your talking points. By focusing on what you can do rather than what's gone wrong, you remain calm and capable when you arrive. This principle is not just about reducing stress, it's about efficiency. When you stop fixating on what you can't control, you free up mental and emotional resources to focus on things that genuinely impact your life. This makes you more effective in everything you do, from your career to your personal relationships. To apply this principle, start by making a list of the things that are currently occupying your mind. Then, separate them into two categories: what you can control and what you can't. For the things outside your control, make a conscious decision to let them go. For the things you can influence, create a plan of action. Practice this daily, and over time, it will become second nature. Mastering the dichotomy of control sets you apart from the majority of people who spend their lives reacting to everything around them. Instead of being pulled in 100 directions, you become steady, focused, and intentional. By mastering this one principle, you're already better equipped to handle life's challenges than most people. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Unlike money or material possessions, once time is spent, you can never get it back. This is why the Stoics considered time to be one of the most important things to protect and prioritize. Most people waste it without even realizing it, scrolling endlessly on social media, procrastinating, or getting caught up in meaningless distractions. But if you can learn to value time as the Stoics did, you'll already be ahead of 99% of people. Every single day, you are given 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, or 86,400 seconds. How you choose to spend those moments determines the trajectory of your life. The Stoics remind us to ask ourselves regularly, am I using my time wisely? Am I spending it on things that truly matter? This simple question can completely shift your perspective and help you reclaim hours that might otherwise be wasted. One way to start valuing your time is to identify what is truly important to you. Is it your health, relationships, personal growth, or a specific career goal? Once you've identified your priorities, you can align your daily actions with them. For instance, instead of spending hours watching TV or endlessly scrolling through your phone, you could use that time to work out, learn a new skill, or spend quality moments with loved ones. These are the actions that create a meaningful and fulfilling life. The Stoics also emphasized eliminating time-wasting habits. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote in his journal, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This isn't about being morbid. It's about recognizing the urgency of making the most of every moment. By embracing this mindset, you start to see time as precious and stop letting it slip away on things that don't matter. Another powerful way to value your time is to practice saying no. Many people feel obligated to say yes to everything, every request, every invitation, every distraction. But the truth is, every time you say yes to something unimportant, you're saying no to something that matters. Learning to prioritize your time and protect it from unnecessary commitments is one of the most empowering things you can do. To apply this principle, start by auditing how you spend your day. Write down everything you do for 24 hours, and then evaluate which activities are aligned with your goals and values. You'll likely be surprised at how much time is being wasted on things that don't matter. From there, make a conscious effort to replace those habits with meaningful actions. Over time, this shift will not only make you more productive, but also more fulfilled. Valuing your time isn't just a practice, it's a mindset. When you start to see every moment as an opportunity to grow, improve, or connect, you'll approach life with a sense of purpose and urgency that most people lack. And that mindset is what sets you apart and puts you on the path to true success. Emotional resilience is one of the most powerful traits you can develop, and it's something the Stoics emphasize deeply. Most people let their emotions control them, reacting impulsively to challenges or setbacks. But the Stoics teach us that true strength comes from mastering your emotions, staying calm in chaos, and responding to situations with clarity and purpose. Imagine a typical scenario. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and you feel a surge of anger. Your initial reaction might be to honk, yell, or hold on to that anger for the rest of the drive. But what does that accomplish? The Stoics remind us that letting emotions like anger dictate our actions only drains our energy and takes away our peace. Instead, they encourage us to pause, reflect, and choose a response that aligns with our higher self. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that while you can't control what happens to you, you can always control how you interpret and respond to it. Developing emotional resilience starts with recognizing this truth and refusing to let external events dictate your inner state. One way to build emotional resilience is to practice mindfulness. When a strong emotion arises, pause and observe it without judgment. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is this reaction helping me or hurting me? This small moment of self-awareness can prevent you from acting impulsively and give you the space to choose a response that aligns with your values. Another key practice is reframing challenges. The Stoics believed that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. Instead of seeing setbacks as failures, view them as tests of your strength and character. For example, if you face rejection, instead of spiraling into self-doubt, see it as a chance to build resilience and refine your approach. By reframing your perspective, you take control of the narrative and empower yourself to move forward. It's also important to detach yourself from things you can't control, especially the opinions and actions of others. If someone criticizes you unfairly or behaves rudely, remind yourself that their actions are a reflection of them, not you. By refusing to take things personally, you protect your emotional well-being and maintain your inner peace. Building emotional resilience is not about suppressing your feelings. It's about understanding them and using them as tools for growth. Over time, as you practice staying calm in difficult situations, you'll find that challenges no longer shake you as they once did. You'll approach life with a steady, grounded mindset that allows you to navigate even the toughest circumstances with grace and confidence. Emotional resilience is what sets apart those who merely survive from those who truly thrive. When you master your emotions, you gain a sense of control and strength that few people ever achieve. This isn't just a skill, it's a superpower that can transform how you experience life and interact with the world. Life is full of distractions, but the Stoics teach us the importance of focusing on purposeful action. Most people drift through their days, busy but not productive, reacting to whatever demands their attention without clear intent. Stoicism challenges us to rise above this by aligning our actions with a greater purpose and cutting through the noise of unnecessary activities. Consider this: every action you take either moves you closer to your goals or pulls you further away. The Stoics understood this and emphasized the need to act with clarity and intention. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This simple yet profound advice reminds us to evaluate our actions and ensure they align with our values and objectives. Acting with purpose starts by asking yourself, why am I doing this? Whether it's a task at work, a conversation, or a decision, reflect on whether it serves your long-term vision or merely fills time. For example, spending hours debating trivial matters or scrolling through social media might feel engaging in the moment, but does it truly contribute to your growth? If not, those moments are better spent on activities that bring value, like learning a skill, building relationships, or working on a meaningful project. Another powerful tool is prioritization. The Stoics encourage us to focus on what's essential and let go of the rest. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." To live with purpose, you must identify what matters most to you and organize your day around those priorities. Start each day by listing the top 3 things you need to accomplish to move closer to your goals, and commit to tackling them without distraction. It's also important to guard your energy. Purposeful action requires focus, and distractions can drain your mental and emotional resources. The Stoics remind us to be disciplined in our choices and protect our time from unnecessary interruptions. This might mean setting boundaries with others, turning off notifications, or dedicating specific blocks of time to deep, uninterrupted work. Acting with purpose doesn't mean you need to achieve monumental things every day. Even small, consistent actions, when aligned with a clear intention, can lead to extraordinary results over time. Whether it's reading a chapter of a book, practicing a skill, or reaching out to a mentor, each purposeful step compounds to create meaningful progress. When you act with purpose, you distinguish yourself from the majority of people who are busy but aimless. You become intentional, focused, and productive. Over time, this approach to life not only helps you achieve your goals, but also brings a sense of fulfillment, knowing that you are spending your time and energy on things that truly matter. Adversity is an inevitable part of life. While most people see challenges as roadblocks, the Stoics viewed them as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. They believed that hardship is not something to avoid, but something to embrace, as it strengthens your character and builds resilience. The mindset of using adversity as a tool to grow is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and can transform the way you approach difficulties. Think about a time when you faced a major challenge. Perhaps it was a failure, a loss, or an unexpected obstacle. In the moment, it likely felt overwhelming and discouraging. But when you look back, wasn't that experience also a catalyst for growth? The Stoics teach us that every setback holds a lesson, and it is up to us to find and use it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that the obstacle is not the problem, it is the path forward. When adversity strikes, the first step is to shift your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger?" For example, if you lose a job, it might seem like a disaster at first. But with the right mindset, it can become an opportunity to explore a new career path, develop new skills, or take a step towards something better aligned with your goals. This reframing turns the challenge into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Next, focus on what you can control. Challenges often bring chaos, and it's easy to feel powerless. But the Stoics remind us that while we can't control external events, we can always control our response. Facing adversity with courage, patience, and determination not only helps you overcome it, but also strengthens your ability to handle future difficulties. Every time you respond to a challenge with resilience, you're training yourself to become stronger and more capable. The Stoics also teach us to prepare for adversity before it happens. This doesn't mean living in fear of what might go wrong, but rather building the mental and emotional tools to handle difficulties when they arise. One way to do this is through a practice called premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. Take time to imagine potential challenges and consider how you would respond. This exercise reduces the shock when adversity strikes and helps you approach it with a calm and prepared mind. Finally, gratitude is a powerful tool for embracing adversity. Even in the midst of difficulty, there is always something to be thankful for: a lesson learned, a support system, or the opportunity to grow. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you've lost to what you still have and empowers you to move forward with a positive outlook. By embracing adversity as an opportunity for growth, you transform challenges from obstacles into stepping stones. You develop resilience, gain wisdom, and grow stronger with every difficulty you face. This mindset not only helps you navigate life's inevitable hardships, but also sets you apart as someone who doesn't just survive adversity, but thrives because of it. Self-awareness is one of the most powerful tools for personal growth, and the Stoics emphasize the importance of daily reflection as a way to cultivate it. Most people go through life on autopilot, repeating the same actions and mistakes without questioning why. But when you take time each day to reflect on your thoughts, actions, and choices, you gain the clarity needed to grow, improve, and live intentionally. Daily reflection is like holding up a mirror to your life. It helps you see not just what you've done, but why you've done it, and how it aligns with your values and goals. Marcus Aurelius often wrote in his journal, examining his actions, reminding himself of Stoic principles, and preparing for challenges ahead. His reflections were not just intellectual exercises. They were a practice of accountability, self-improvement, and staying aligned with his purpose. To start your own practice of daily reflection, set aside a few quiet moments each evening. Find a space where you can be undisturbed and take a deep breath to center yourself. Then, ask yourself 3 simple but powerful questions. What did I do well today? Where did I fall short? How can I improve tomorrow? These questions guide you to celebrate your progress, acknowledge your mistakes, and make a plan for growth. When reflecting on what you did well, focus on even the small wins. Did you keep your temper in a stressful situation? Did you stay focused on a difficult task? Recognizing these moments helps build confidence and reinforces positive habits. It reminds you that progress is made not just in big leaps, but in consistent, small steps forward. Next, honestly evaluate where you fell short. Maybe you got distracted, spoke out of turn, or avoided a task you knew was important. The goal here is not to beat yourself up, but to take responsibility and learn from your missteps. The Stoics believed that mistakes are inevitable, but can always be used as opportunities to grow. When you reflect on your day with honesty and humility, you turn failures into lessons. Finally, think about how you can improve tomorrow. This is where reflection becomes action. Maybe you decide to start your day with a clear plan to avoid distractions or commit to practicing patience in your interactions. These small, intentional adjustments add up over time, creating lasting change in your habits and mindset. Journaling can be a powerful part of this process. Writing down your reflections helps clarify your thoughts and creates a record of your growth over time. When you look back at your entries weeks or months later, you'll see how far you've come and gain a deeper understanding of the patterns in your life. The beauty of daily reflection is that it doesn't take much time, but its impact is profound. It keeps you accountable, helps you stay aligned with your values, and ensures you're constantly moving toward the person you want to become. While most people drift through life unaware of their choices, you'll be living with intention, clarity, and purpose. That simple daily practice is a powerful step that sets you apart and propels you toward a life of fulfillment and success. One of the greatest traps in life is seeking validation from others. Many people spend their days trying to impress, gain approval, or live up to the expectations of those around them. But the Stoics teach us that true happiness and fulfillment come not from external validation, but from aligning with your own values and striving for internal progress. Imagine this: you accomplish something meaningful, but instead of feeling proud, your happiness depends on whether others notice or praise you. This mindset puts your sense of worth in the hands of others, leaving you vulnerable to their opinions, which are often inconsistent or superficial. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This challenges us to let go of the need for external approval and focus on what truly matters, our own growth and integrity. To break free from the trap of external validation, start by recognizing that other people's opinions are outside your control. You can't dictate what they think, say, or feel about you, so why let it govern your actions or emotions? Instead, redirect that energy toward mastering what you can control: your own thoughts, actions, and character. This shift in focus is liberating and empowers you to live authentically. The Stoics also remind us that external validation is fleeting. Today, someone might applaud you. Tomorrow, they might criticize you. Relying on such unstable feedback is like building your foundation on sand. It can never provide true stability or peace. On the other hand, when your sense of worth comes from within, it's unshakable. You know your values, you act according to them, and that inner alignment gives you confidence and fulfillment no one can take away. A powerful way to cultivate this mindset is to evaluate your actions based on your own standards. Before making a decision, ask yourself, am I doing this because it's right and aligns with my values, or because I want someone's approval? For example, if you're pursuing a career path, is it because it genuinely excites you, or because it looks prestigious to others? These moments of reflection keep you honest and prevent you from being swayed by external influences. Another practice is to build self-awareness through solitude. Spend time alone, away from the noise of social media or other distractions, and reflect on who you are and what matters to you. When you understand yourself deeply, you become less concerned with the opinions of others. You realize that their approval is not a measure of your worth, but merely a reflection of their own perspectives and biases. It's also important to acknowledge that seeking validation often stems from insecurity. To overcome this, focus on developing your skills, knowledge, and character. The more confident you become in your abilities and values, the less you'll feel the need for external reassurance. Progress, no matter how small, builds self-respect and reduces the need to look outward for affirmation. Living without the need for external validation doesn't mean you ignore feedback or the opinions of others completely. Constructive criticism can be valuable for growth, but it should be taken as information, not as a judgment of your worth. When you view feedback this way, you can use it to improve without being emotionally attached to it. By letting go of the need for external validation, you free yourself from the endless cycle of trying to please others. You reclaim your energy, focus, and peace of mind. This is not just a way to live more authentically. It's a way to unlock your true potential and focus on what truly matters, becoming the best version of yourself. One of the biggest obstacles people face in achieving their goals is the tendency to overthink and wait for the perfect moment. The Stoics teach us that perfection is an illusion and that progress comes from taking consistent, deliberate action. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This underscores the urgency of acting now, rather than waiting for everything to be ideal. When you delay action in pursuit of perfection, you rob yourself of opportunities to learn and grow. Perfectionism often stems from fear of failure, judgment, or not being good enough. But the reality is that no one starts out perfect, and mistakes are an inevitable part of the process. Instead of avoiding them, embrace them as valuable feedback. Each step forward, no matter how small or imperfect, moves you closer to your goal. Taking action also creates momentum. Once you start, the energy and confidence from your initial efforts make it easier to keep going. For instance, if you've been procrastinating on starting a project, begin with just 5 minutes of focused effort. That small act of beginning often snowballs into significant progress. The Stoics remind us that it's better to do something imperfectly than to do nothing perfectly. A practical way to prioritize action is to focus on the next small step. Don't get overwhelmed by the big picture or the distance between where you are and where you want to be. Instead, ask yourself, what can I do right now? Whether it's sending an email, writing a paragraph, or making a phone call, each action brings you closer to your goal. Life is lived in the present moment, yet many people spend their time dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. The Stoics emphasize the importance of staying present and appreciating what you have right now. Epictetus said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This wisdom encourages us to focus on the here and now, where we have the power to act and the opportunity to find joy. Staying present means fully engaging with your current experiences rather than being distracted by regrets or anxieties. When you're present, you notice the beauty and richness of life, the way the sun feels on your skin, the taste of your food, or the joy of connecting with someone you care about. These moments of mindfulness bring clarity and contentment. Gratitude is a powerful tool for cultivating presence. When you take time to acknowledge what you're grateful for, you shift your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. This practice not only fosters positivity, but also helps you stay grounded in the present. Start each day by writing down 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small they may seem. The Stoics also remind us that everything in life is temporary. This awareness makes the present moment even more precious. By recognizing that time is finite and nothing is guaranteed, you're inspired to live fully and intentionally, appreciating each experience for what it is. Life is unpredictable, and much of what happens is beyond your control. The Stoics teach us that inner peace comes from accepting this reality rather than resisting it. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." This philosophy encourages us to focus on what we can influence and to let go of attachment to outcomes. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity or giving up. It means acknowledging reality as it is and responding to it calmly and wisely. When you resist what you cannot change, you create unnecessary stress and frustration. But when you accept it, you free yourself to adapt and move forward. A practical way to cultivate acceptance is through the practice of reframing. Instead of labeling events as good or bad, view them as neutral and ask how you can use them to grow. For example, if you miss an opportunity, instead of dwelling on disappointment, focus on what you can learn and how you can prepare for the next one. Meditation can also help in developing acceptance. Spend a few minutes each day sitting quietly, observing your thoughts without judgment. This practice trains you to let go of mental resistance and to embrace the present moment as it is. Inner peace is not about controlling everything around you. It's about finding calm within yourself, regardless of external circumstances. When you cultivate this mindset, you navigate life's challenges with grace, resilience, and a deep sense of fulfillment.